Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayana Namaskrityam.
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Naranjayana Narottamam.
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devin
Devim
Sarasvatī
Sarvadhyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato
Tato
Jayamudiraye
Jayamudiraye.
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtapayashu
Desha.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naishiti
Bhaktim
Bhaktim
Bhavati
Bhavati Rasati.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa
Nandagopa Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 36. 2 to 36. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is The Lord in the Heart. Okay, please repeat the sloka behind me. Tasmāt sarvātmanā rājan
Tasmāt rājan.
hariḥ sarvatra sarvadā
hariḥ sarvatra sarvada
śrotavyaḥ kīrtitavyaś śrotavyaḥ kīrtitavyaś
śrotavyaḥ kīrtitavyaś
smartavyo Bhagavān nṛṇām
smartavyo bhagavata-dharma.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Tasmāt,
Tasmāt,
thereafter.
thereafter.
Sarva,
Sarva,
all.
all.
ātmanā, soul. Rājan, O king. hariḥ, the Lord.
The Lord.
Sarvatra,
Sarvatra,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Sarvada,
Sarvada,
always.
always.
śrotavyaḥ,
śrotavyaḥ,
must be heard.
must be heard.
kīrtitavyaḥ,
kīrtitavyaś,
glorified.
glorified.
Cha,
also.
smartavyaḥ,
Smartavyo,
be remembered.
be remembered.
Bhagavān,
Bhagavān,
the personality of Godhead.
the personality of Godhead.
nṛṇām,
nṛṇām,
by the human being.
by the human being.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhaya Charanavinda A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada.
Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Translation, please repeat behind me. O King,
O King,
it is therefore essential
it is therefore essential
that every human being
that every human being
hear about, glorify, and remember the Supreme Lord,
and remember the Supreme Lord,
the personality of Godhead,
the personality of Godhead,
always and everywhere.
always and everywhere.
Purport. Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī begins this verse with the word tasmāt, or therefore, because in the previous verse he has already explained that there is no auspicious means for salvation other than the sublime process of bhakti-yoga. The bhakti-yoga process is practiced by the devotees in different methods like hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, rendering service in love, becoming friendly, and offering all that one may possess. All 9 methods are bona fide methods, and either of them, some of them, or even one of them can bring the desired result for the sincere devotee. But out of all the 9 different methods, the first one, namely the hearing, is the most important function in the process of bhakti yoga. Without hearing sufficiently and properly, no one can make any progress by any of the methods of practice. And for hearing only, all the Vedic literatures are there, compiled by authorized persons like Vyasadeva, who is the powerful incarnation of Godhead. And since it has been ascertained that the Lord is the supreme super soul of everything, he should therefore be heard and glorified everywhere and always. That is the special duty of the human being. When the human being gives up the process of hearing about the all-pervading personality of Godhead, he becomes victim to hearing rubbish transmitted by man-made machines. Machinery is not bad because through the machine one can take advantage of hearing about the Lord. But because machinery is used for ulterior purposes, it is creating rapid degradation in the standard of human civilization. It is said here that it is incumbent upon the human being to hear becomes because the scriptures like Bhagavad-gītā and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam are made for that purpose. Living beings other than human beings have no ability to hear such Vedic literatures. If human society gives itself to the process of hearing the Vedic literature, it will not become a victim to the impious sounds vibrated by impious men who degrade the standards of the total society. Hearing is solidified by the process of chanting. One who has perfectly heard from the perfect source becomes convinced about the all-pervading personality of Godhead and thus becomes enthusiastic in glorifying the Lord. All the great acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya, Sarasvatī Ṭhākura, Sarasvatī Ṭhākura, or even in other countries, Muhammad, Christ, and others have all extensively glorified the Lord by chanting always and in every place. Because the Lord is all-pervading, it is essential to glorify Him always and everywhere. In the process of glorifying the Lord, there should be no restriction of time and space. This is called sanātana-dharma or bhagavata-dharma. Sanatana means eternal, always and everywhere. Bhagavata means pertaining to Bhagavān, the Lord. The Lord is the master of all time and all space, and therefore the Lord's holy name must be heard, glorified, and remembered everywhere in the world. That will bring about the desired peace and prosperity to eagerly awaited by the people of the world. The word cha includes all the remaining process or methods of bhakti yoga as mentioned above. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalake Chakshulmanitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhakti-vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvatī Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashashate Shatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So almost we are at the end of the second chapter, second canto, second chapter. So the second chapter completely Śukadeva Gosvāmī, he was explaining about the super soul, a Paramatma who is living in the heart. So we saw the Brahma, how Brahma glorified the Lord, everything we saw in the different slokas. And today, after explaining all those things, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is telling to Parikshit Maharaj, O king, it is therefore means till now whatever he explained the previous verses, because he gave the supportive verses, the support why we need to do the bhakti towards the Supreme Lord. He gave all the reasons. So therefore, it is essential that every human being hear about the Lord, glorify the Lord, remember the Supreme Lord, always and everywhere. So he's saying everywhere, always we have to remember the Lord. It is not that only morning chanting I will remember, after that I will leave it. No, it's not like that. Always we have to remember the Lord. That is Krishna consciousness. And here Prabhupada is writing, there are 9 different methods one can do the bhakti. So, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Charanam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Atmanivajanam. There are 9 methods. Different methods are there to do the bhakti. So in that, if you see, the Shravanam and Kirtanam is the predominant And in that both, hearing is the Shravanam. That's the first one. It is a very, very essential to progress in bhakti. There are, even though there are 9 processes of bhakti, even you can follow all the 9 processes, it will give the same result. Even if you are not able to combination of multiple, if you are not able to follow all the 9, your combination of 2, 3, that will also give the same result. If at all you are not able to follow all multiple things, if you follow any one of the path, any one of the method, you will get the same perfection, same result. So in that, all the 9 processes, the predominant is hearing. Because hearing is the base for all the activities. If you chant, that also you have to hear. If you glorify the Lord, that also you have to hear. You have to hear. If somebody glorify the Lord, you have to hear. Then only the bhakti will enter into our heart. And Kirtan also make the people get attracted by the Lord. So all those things, the basic thing is hearing is most essential to hear about the Lord. Then Kirtan, to glorify, we have to glorify the Lord, because the Lord gave the opportunity in this life to glorify. Because if you glorify because in the material world, we are glorifying the cine stars, sportsmen, and the politicians, but we won't get anything. And we will be wasting our time only. But when you glorify the Lord won't going to get anything. Because if you glorify this mundane people, they will get more famous, and their fame will increase. But when you glorify the Lord, anyway, already the Lord fame is all over the universe, it is there. But Lord won't going to get any benefit. But the person who is glorifying, his heart get purified. His sins will be eradicated immediately when we glorify the Lord. So that's the reason we have to glorify always the Lord. So there are many Bhagavad-gītā slokas also. Krishna himself is saying, because we are always comparing what Śukadeva Gosvāmī saying, whether it is connected with Bhagavad-gītā or not. We are connecting with Bhagavad-gītā also. No, we are comparing with Bhagavad-gītā also. What Lord is saying in Bhagavad-gītā, because Śukadeva Gosvāmī, he won't speak against any in the Parampara system, because he is also coming from the Parampara system, and initially the instructions, all the Vedic instructions, all the knowledge provided to Brahma, from that this lineage it's coming. And Śukadeva Gosvāmī also in the same parampara. So he won't speak anything out of that parampara. So in order to confirm that, we are comparing what Lord says, because he is a supreme guru. So what Lord says, we are comparing that. So here in the same, here in this verse, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is always asking all the human beings should hear, glorify, or remember the Lord always and everywhere. And he is coming. And the similar thing in Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna is saying that. So Krishna is saying in 9th chapter, bhakti-yoga chapter, this is 9th chapter and 14. It's a Raja Guhyam. It's a topmost secret. The sloka, the chapter name is Raja Vidya. So Raja Vidya means it's a topmost Vidya. Raja Vidya means it's a art. Raja Vidya means is a king of art. What is the king of art? Is in that sloka Krishna is explaining. Satatam kirtayando mam yatandasya dhritavritah namasyandashi mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So Krishna here it is saying, always chanting my glories. Here you need to make Satatam kirtayando mam. That means always chanting my glories. Endeavoring with great determination. So the people, the devotees who are endeavoring with great determination, so I need to reach a Supreme Lord. That is their endeavor always. Bowing down before me. They are always bowing down before the Lord. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. That's what Krishna is saying, that the person, what is the lakshan, what is the qualification, what is the quality of the devotee? Always chanting my glories, enduring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. That's what Krishna is saying here. And so Krishna also qualifying the person by one who is chanting these glories. Chanting these glories, that person is qualified for a devotion. Then So without chanting the holy name of the Lord, without chanting the Krishna's pastimes, without hearing Krishna's pastimes, we cannot be a devotee. Just we can say, just seeing the photo, okay, let me become a devotee. It cannot, because we have to glorify the Lord. In Bhagavad-gītā 10.9, again, Krishna is saying in this chapter, this is also Chatusloki, one of the sloka of Chatusloki. It's the important slokas. 10.8, 9, 10, 11. These are the 4 slokas. It is the essence of entire Bhagavad-gītā. So in this, the 10.9, this is the important sloka. Macchitta matagata prana bodayantaha parasparam katayandascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. That what is Krishna is saying in this sloka. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. So always the pure devotees of the Lord, they're always thinking about Him only, the Lord. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. So their lives, who is the pure devotee, Lord is saying here. So they are always the pure devotees, their thoughts always on Lord only, and their lives fully devoted to Lord's service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So how they will satisfy and they will be in the blissful. Blissful means ananda. How will get the ananda? How will be the happiness? Blissful is not a, we can't say it's a happiness. Happiness is material way. Bliss means it is atma. When it is getting ananda, that is called when the soul is getting the happiness, that is called ananda. So that we'll call it in the other words a bliss. So when the pure devotees are satisfied and blissful mood, yes, how they are enlightening, they are always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So they are discussing about the Lord's pastime by discussing about Lord like this, Lord like that. So by Lord did this, Lord did that. By conversing that, they are in great satisfaction they are getting. So that is the pure devotees. Here Krishna is explaining. So here also Krishna is stressing the point to glorify the Lord and the life of the devotee. So his thoughts also, his words, everything. And the next sloka, the last chapter, 18th chapter, 55th sloka, Krishna is talking about the bhakti-yoga here. Bhaktyamam abhijanadi yavan yaschasmi tatvadaha tatamam tatvato nyatva vishate tat anantaram. So here also Krishna is talking about Bhaktyamam abhijanadi. Only the devotees can understand. With the devotional service, one person can understand me. So here you can see, one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. So there is no other way to understand the Lord Krishna. Only the devotional service, with the devotional service one person can understand Krishna. Otherwise, the mundane people, without doing any devotional activities, without having any knowledge about devotion, they are thinking that Krishna is also one of our neighbor, one of the human being, and he lived some years back. He struggled, he did that. So all those things they are speaking, but they are thinking that he is also a human being. But with the devotional service, only the devotees can understand about Krishna. That's what Krishna is saying. That's why here he glorified the devotional service. And that also, when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, we have to be in full consciousness of Krishna. Then such devotion, we can enter into the kingdom of Godhead. We can enter into the kingdom of Godhead, where it is Goloka Vrindavan, we can enter. So this is the multiple slokas we discussed. These are from the Bhagavad-gītā. Krishna also stressing the point, devotional service is the only mean we can reach the Supreme Lord. We can glorify the Supreme Lord. We can satisfy the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord will be, he won't get anything because he is ātmanā, he is self-satisfied. But by glorifying him, all of our sins will be eradicated. Our progress in bhakti will be very rapid. And also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is now what Krishna is saying. Then now what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Trinadabi Sunichena Tarorabi Sahisnunam Manina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So Kirtaniya Sadahari means always chanting the holy names. When you can constantly always chant the holy name, Trinadabi Sunichena Taroriva Savisuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So when you more humble than a straw in the street and more tolerant than a tree. When you get the humbleness and tolerance in that mood, and also if somebody not giving respect, also you will give the respect to others. So this kind of mood, the person who is having, only that person can chant the holy name of the Lord. This is the qualities of the pure devotees. They are humbleness and tolerance, and they are not expecting any respect from others, but they will give the respect to others. These are the qualities of the pure devotees. Only such person can do the kirtaniya sadakari. They, only that kind of person, they always chant the holy name of the Lord without any disturbances. So connected to this, there is a pastime which happened in Tamil Nadu. It's near to my native actually. It is in Tamil Nadu. There is a city called, it is a town called Śrīvilliputtur. It is there is a very famous for Sri Vaishnavism. It is one of the Divya Desham, one of the 108 Divya Desham. In there was it happened during the 7th or 8th century, but the exact time is not very sure. But our historians, the people are saying that there is the 7th to 8th century it may be. So during that time, there is a great devotee of the Lord Vishnu. His name is actually Vishnu Chittar. His name is Vishnu Chittar actually. He is the great devotee of the Lord. There there is a Vadabhadra Sai. The Lord name there is Vadabhadra Sai. The Lord who is sleeping in a, is lying in a leaf, banyan leaf, and who is having that, not banyan leaf, but it's that people tree leaf, and also tasting his toe finger. Put the toe finger on his mouth. That is the Vadabhadra Sai. So that name given into the Lord there in the Śrīvilliputtur temple, Vadabhadra Sai temple. So there, this Vishnu Chittar, he was a great devotee of the Lord, because he is a great devotee. He used to do service like anything to the Lord. And one time what happened, he is the pure devotee of the Lord. Pure devotees, they will always glorify the Lord. They will always remember the Lord. That all the qualities he has. So this person, this Vishnu Chittar, is a great devotee. One time in Madurai, there is a Pandya king was there. So Śrīvilliputtur is near to Madurai, some 100 kilometers away. So then in Madurai, the king, he was asking all over the people who are the religious people, multiple religion, multiple people who are all there. So surrounding, they called everyone. Then he told, there is a golden parrot he made, and he tied in one bamboo stick. Then he told that whoever speaking the truth, which is truth, if you speak the truth, then this bamboo stick will broke and the golden parrot will fell, like that. So all the religious people, they came and they spoke. Somebody saying Shiva is supreme, this is supreme, that is supreme. That is the way we have to do the if we can achieve the Lord. Using this yoga, that yoga, meditation. All those people are coming and speaking. Nothing happened to the golden parrot. That time, this Vishnu Chittar, he went there and he spoke about Lord, Supreme Lord, and he told devotional service, through the devotional service, Satatam Kirtayindam, always glorify the Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord, doing the devotional service only we can achieve the Supreme Lord. And Supreme Krishna is the Supreme Lord. That he explained there. After this explanation, the stick got broken and the golden parrot fell down on him. So that is then after his name become Periya Alvar. Then he's actually, his name became Periya Alvar later, and he was a Vishnu Chittar. And when he came back to this temple and he was alone, that time there is a small garden in his next to the temple. Now also it is there. In the garden there is a tulasi plants were there. It's so tulasi plants and flowers are there. So whenever he is wanted the flowers and tulasi leaves, then he will go and plug it and he will offer it to the Lord. One day he went like that. He saw a small baby in that garden. Was small female baby. She was crying. So he saw from where, who put this, nobody knows. So then he took that baby and he grown in his house. Her name he gave as a Kodai. So she was there at his home, and she was also growing nicely as a devotee of the Lord. He is a great devotee of the Lord. Because every day he is hearing the glories of the Lord, he is hearing the pastimes of the Lord, Vrindavana pastimes, everything she was hearing from his father and all the other pure devotees there. And he imagined herself that he is the one of the gopis, and all the other friends are also gopis. So he felt herself as a Radharani, and others are gopis. In that mood he came, and also sees the place, the Triviliputur place. This is the Vrindavana. It's the Vrindavan. So she imagined in that way. She always in that mood. So I am in Vrindavan, because wherever the people are talking about Krishna, that place is Vrindavan. Where the people remembering the Lord, that place is, there is no difference between Vrindavan and the place where we are talking about the Lord. Because whenever we are talking, because Lord is always there in Vrindavan. So when we are talking about the Lord, that place became Vrindavan. Similarly, her mood is the entire city is like Vrindavan, and the place where she is there, and his friends are other gopis, and she was in the Vrindavan forest, and the Lord Krishna is the Vadabhadra Sai. So in that mood, he was serving the Lord. And she used to stitch the garlands every day to the Lord. And one day what happened, his father was not aware, so she was stitching the garlands, and she used to see whether this garland is look nice on the Lord or not. Then what she will do, whether the height is correct or not. All those things she want to check. So where to check, she don't know. So how to measure? So he used to wear herself, she used to wear that garland, and then okay, then it is correct. Like that, she used to, then okay, this is perfect. Now, then she used to give it to the temple. Nobody knows that. One day, her father, she saw that, okay, this girl, what she is doing the great offense, because we need to always take the prasadam from the Lord. Now we are making this whatever the garland we made for the Lord, she is using, and then she is giving to the temple. So it is a very great offense. Then he shouted there, and he made a new garland, and he took it to the temple, this Vishnu Chitar, and he was trying to offer to the Lord. Then Lord told, I don't want this garland. I want the garland that your daughter who wore that garland I want. That's what he told to the Vishnu Chitar. He's not astonished. And then it's a big offense, because we are human beings. You are a supreme Lord. So we are a soul, we are a super soul. How can you can use the which is used by a human being? No, then Lord explained, she is not a normal human being. She is a mother earth. She's the Bhudevi. So this is the past time it is happening. I wanted to get married her here. So that's the reason. Because she is also in the mood only. See, she is also told to his father, he was searching for a bride. Then groom. So she was searching for a groom for this girl. She is also not ready to marry. He said, I will marry only Krishna and nobody else. That's a determination she had. So she was wondering, whether this girl is mad or what. How can she marry Krishna? So he was in the confusion, but she's not. He was stubborn in his decision. I will marry Krishna only. And but then the Vishnu Chitar, he heard from the Lord. After that, he understand that what is the determination of both. Then she entered the Garbhagriha, then merged with the Lord. So that the Lord married her. That means, so that then this Vishnu Chitar became a father-in-law for the Lord himself. Then she was then again is continuing the devotional activities. But one day, always the Lord, they will take out, right? There's Nagar Sangeetam, they will take the Lord. They have the big chariot, they take the Lord. During that time, they take the Lord the outside, but all the other people outside, by seeing the Lord beauty, they all they open their mouth, they are seeing the Lord's beauty. These eyes are like a big lotus flower, and by seeing the Lord's beauty, there are so many explanations are in that slokas, that Lord is so much beauty, so everybody can we'll say, right, drishti. So the Lord, say Vishnu Chitta, he thought, okay, by all the people are seeing like this to the Lord, he become a drishti for the Lord. So then immediately what he sang a great poem. That is till the people are the Sri Vaishnavism, they are following that pallandu palla irattandu. So there is a sloka, there is a poem. He immediately sung. Means what is it? See, we are getting the blessing. We supposed to get from the blessing from the Lord, but he blessed the Lord. The Vishnu Chitta, he blessed the Lord. You need to live the crores of years, your legs to be protected, and each and every paraphernalia of the Lord, every parts of the Lord, he was glorifying in that sloka. In the one sloka, the first sloka, here we can see the first sloka only. So here, we'll see. பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் மல்லாண்ட தின்தோள் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவ்விய திருக்காப்பு. So he's saying that for several years, several more years, for several thousands of years, and for crores of lakhs of years, he was glorifying the Lord in that mood. The strong-shouldered, blue-hued victor of wrestlers, may your reddish sacred feet to be protected, to be well protected. So people are seeing his feet and they will put a drishti on the feet. So he is saying that your feet to be protected. How many years? Lakhs and crores of years, like that. He was out of love, out of devotion. He sang this song. So this is a very famous song in Sri Vaishnavism. So like that, he sang multiple songs in that. So that is the way. So that is why we are discussing this about this great devotee later, because this person, he glorified the Lord in order to give the respect to him. The Nalayira Divya Prabandham, that is in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, that is a sacred poem for the Lord. They will recite every day. In that, the first sloka will be this only. Pallandu pallāyirattandu palagodi nūrāyiram. So then later his name became Periyalvar. Periya means, even though before him there are so many great devotees were there in the Sri Vaishnavism, since he offered his love towards the Lord, he blessed the Lord. That is the reason he became a Periyalvar. Periyalvar means he's a big alvar. He's a big ruler. Alvar means ruler. He's a big ruler. Who is the ruler? To whom he is ruling? He is ruling the Lord. Yes, the pure devotees, Lord will be surrendered to the pure devotees. He is the big ruler towards the Lord. That is the name he got. So why we are discussing all those things? Because the great devotees, we discussed about her child, Andal. Her name became Andal. The Kodai is Periyalvar's daughter name become Andal. Andal means that also in the female way, he is also a ruler. He ruled. Who's the ruled? Ruled over the Lord. That's the reason her name became Andal. His name became Periyalvar. So here in Sri Vaishnavism, the great devotee's name is end with the Alvar. We'll call it Alvar. Alvar means who is ruling the Lord. Because they are not surrendered unto the pure devotees. That's the reason they are ruling the Lords. That way, with respect to these people. So these are the great people. They lived in this earth, the same earth we are there. We are hearing what they did, the pastimes, and how intensely they connected with the Lord, how much love they have towards the Lord. So here, by seeing this poems and all, we also get mesmerized by this. How it is not coming on our heart, but the pure devotee's heart, how it came. So these are the examples. The pure devotion. If you do the devotional service activities, Lord automatically give all this love towards to you. So that's why we are talking about all these pure devotees. This is the very few devotees. We discuss only 2 devotees, great devotees of the Lord. There are lakhs of millions of devotees are there like that. So even our parampara also, our Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara also, there are many great saints in our Guru parampara, Prabhupada. Even currently, the living souls, there are many Prabhupada disciples. All are great pure devotees, because they are whatever the qualification Krishna is expecting for a pure devotees, and whatever here the Śukadeva Gosvāmī is telling to Parikshit Maharaj, that the person who is doing that person is a pure devotee of the Lord. Hearing about the Lord, glorifying the Lord, remembering the Lord always and everywhere. That person is a pure devotee of the Lord. So that person can reach the Lord's abode without any doubt. So that is the sloka we discussed today. Hare Krishna. So we also get into the same mood. So we also hear about the Lord. We are to have the increase our hearing, increase our in desire to hear about the Lord, glorify the Lord, remember the Lord always, everywhere, so that we can also become a pure devotee. It is not that, okay, they born be pure devotee. Where after hearing, after glorifying, after remembering, then only they become a pure devotee. So becoming a pure devotee, it is a easy process. But getting into that and fully concentrate on that, that is the only disturbance in Kali Yuga. So if you keep away all those things, our disturbances, Maya, then automatically we can do all these things. We can also perfect our life like the pure devotees. Hare Krishna. Radharaj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.